Right, colleagues, a few minutes, our guests are starting to arrive, which is great because that means we're getting closer and closer to our start. We apologize for the long delay. Flights and delays and landings and transfers. These things happen when we have people from across the country visiting us. So please bear with us for a few more minutes.
There's a train that comes from Namibia and Malawi. There's a train that comes from Zambia and Zimbabwe. There's a train that comes from Angola and Mozambique, from Lesotho, from Botswana, from Swaziland, from all the hinterlands of southern and central Africa. This train carries young and old African men who are conscripted to come and work on contract in the gold and mineral mines of Johannesburg and its surrounding metropoli. 16 hours or more a day for almost no pay. Deep, deep, deep down in the belly of the earth, when they are digging and drilling for that shiny, mighty, evasive stone, or when they dish that mishmash mash food into their iron plates with the iron shovel, or when they sit in their stinky, funky, filthy, flea-ridden barracks and hostels, they think about the loved ones they may never see again because they might already have been forcibly removed from where they last left them, or wantonly murdered in the dead of night by roving and marauding gangs of no particular origin, we are told. Think about their lands and their herds that were taken away from them with the gun and the bomb and the tear gas and the Gatling and the cannon. And when they hear that choo-choo train, a chugging and a pumping and a smoking and a pushing and a pumping, crying and a steaming and a chicken and a they always cuss and they curse the coal train. The coal train that brought them to Johannesburg. Siveleta la kupayi Sangela tawa boka Hey baby, what is this? Stimela Si hamanga malate Siveleta la kupayi Helele sangela tawa boka Hey baby, what is this? Stimela, let me go, yeah, mama, but it's Stimela.
One fine day in 1883, gold was discovered in good quantity. white diggers were few, and the gold was so deep. Black man was called 'cause his labor was cheap. With cruel and a shovel, it's all underground. 6 pennies a day to tender the ground. Now this land is so rich, and it seems strange to me that the black man was
Okie dokes, tech team, we're back, ready to roll. Thank you very much, and we'll allow for you to connect everyone else who might be streaming online here from the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Colleagues, thank you very much, and thank you so much for your indulgence with time. I know we said we would start at 1 o'clock. We've started quite late. Apologies about that. Logistics always have their own logistics, but we don't take you for granted. We deeply apologize for that. We're here at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium, the iconic Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium, the most beautiful facility you will find along the East Coast. Proudly managed by the Mandela Bay Development Agency, a company owned by the Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality. If you can remember how many Nelson Mandela Bays I mentioned there, you're a winner. Colleagues, my name is Luvuyo Pangazi. I work at the MBDA, and at the MBDA, we are jacks of everything. So you have the privilege of hearing from me for a little bit today. We have a very short program, and while we are starting the program, I will say that for those who are joining on online streams, you are also welcome here at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. And if you like what you see, send us a like. If you have a question, inbox us. Or you can share a comment as well. Those who don't know, while you are here, if you also use social media, you can always tag us at NMB Stadium. You'll find us across all platforms, X, Facebook, Instagram. You will find us there. So please do, if you take some beautiful photos, nice reels and videos, and you're an influencer, we would like to see them. Please share them on our feed as well. To kick things off, we will call up the stadium managing executive of this facility. His name is Mr. Razik Pool. Mr. Pool will give us a short welcome message. We are in his playground, or borrowed playground for now. And it's also important for us, and especially those who come from the mice industry. I've seen a lot of colleagues from the mice industry to also know what else is available. Some were here 2 weeks ago, when we opened this specific facility. Mr. Pool, please come on stage to do the welcome. Let's give him a hand, give him some power. Mr. Razik Pool.
Thank you, Mr. Bankazi. Good afternoon, honorable guests, members of council present this afternoon, Mandela Bay Development Agency board members, our CEO, NMBM management, special guest, tourism and event industry partners, members of the media, our fellow staff present this afternoon, and all service providers, you are welcome. Good afternoon. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome you all here today. Whether you've traveled from near or far, we are truly honored by your presence this afternoon at the iconic Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, this specific gathering marks a special moment, one that brings together bright minds, warm hearts, and a shared purpose and vision of the Mandela Bay Development Agency to unlock the value of the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium precinct, and today, specifically the North End Lake. But as we begin, I just want us to take a moment to appreciate the efforts that has gone into making this launch possible of the Nelson Mandela Bay Jazz on the Lake music event that's scheduled to take place later this year. From our organizing team led by our operations manager, Ms. Namonde Makonko, and a team, To each of you who made time to be here, colleagues, you are all welcomed, and your presence means a great deal and add immense value to today's experience. Ladies and gentlemen, where you're currently seated, it's called the World of Windows venue. It's one of 9 unique events, conferencing, and hospitality spaces that we have at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Since inception, so the stadium was constructed from 2005, and officially we had our first game in June 2009 with the British Irish Lions touring South Africa, and they played the Southern Spears at our venue. Since then, we've had over 1.5 million feet through our turnstiles to date. And our vision and our mission and objectives, which will be discussed a bit later by our CEO, but it's to ensure our venues are utilized on a daily basis and by increasing our footprint as a venue of choice for all sectors within the MICE industry, across the province and at national level as well. I always say that the stadium, it's the citizen stadium for its citizens, and we need the citizens to take ownership, and when we host events, we need you to support what we host to ensure that the stadium becomes economically viable, and we are able to bring you great events, and we listen to your request. I think Mr. Bangazi mentioned our social media platforms are available for you to engage with us. We want to hear your voices, and we're always open to opinions, and we look forward to engage with you on all our social media platforms. In short, I would just like to play a video that will give you a short display, which will give you also an overview of the venues and the facilities that we have, as I mentioned earlier.
This is more than a stadium. It's a place where people come to connect and to enjoy themselves. Where the only limit to an event is your vision. It's where professionals come to learn, grow, and be inspired. Whether they're up or down at halftime. It's a place where giants prepare and strategize. This is more than a stadium. Since 2009, it's been a place where nations unite to speak a universal language while they cheer on their champions. It's where we honor a history of iconic sporting moments. And hold our breath as new ones are made before our eyes. In this stadium, the only thing louder than the music of superstars are the cheers of their fans. There's a place for everyone here, whether you prefer a slice of luxury or the energy of the crowd, 46,000 strong. This is our home. This is where we celebrate. Where we cheer, play, win. This is more than a stadium. This is our stadium.
Thank you, everyone. Just on a last note, good afternoon to you all once again, and I wish you all a pleasant time with us as we launch an exciting product in Nelson Mandela Bay in the form of the Jazz on the Lake music concert later this year. Thank you, everyone.
Come on, colleagues, let's give him a round of applause. Thank you very much, Mr. Paul. Thank you very, very much. And I'm not alone. I know what you see on the program. There's a name next to mine, but I've got a surprise for you because kuthiwa unomhlobo mhlobo. And right now, my mhlobo is Mzwandile Ntshona from Umhlobo Wenene. Let's give me a hand, my co-host. Welcome, Mzwandile. Mzwandile, I'm going to hand over to you, and I'll be back.
Thank you so much. Let me take this opportunity and greet you all. Because I'm going to do this part, I'll greet you all in the name of Jesus Christ. Are you going to all say amen? Thank you so much. As I've been introduced, my name is Mzwandile Ntshona. Ndingowase Ngqamakwe. I come from Ngqamakwe. Is there any Mkhaya here? Nkosi Mkhaya. Siyabulela. Ladies and gentlemen, probably you've heard that in the Eastern Cape we've been hit by floods in Umtata. As a matter of fact, people lost their lives, and it's so sad. I had a privilege of broadcasting in Umtata, and I saw the families that lost their homes, the families that lost their loved ones. As a matter of fact, I will ask that we have a moment of silence. But before we do that, I'll have to read a scripture from the book of 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14, which says, "If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear them from heaven, and I will forgive their sins, and I will heal their land." At this point in time, I would like us to have a moment of silence for the people that lost their lives. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, as my colleague has said that I'll be the second MC right next to him, but at this point in time, let me give him so that he can continue to run with the program. May we please give him a round of applause? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Zandi. You can tell the voice difference, ne? Yeah. Some of us are talented in different ways, ne? Yeah, mine is to read. Colleagues, we're at a point where we are on with our program, and every organization has the lead, and it has the rest of us who take tune. And where there's a vision, there's a lead. And today I'm about to introduce to you the CEO of the MBDA, whose idea it was to start this initiative, and obviously is leading from the front. Mr. Gqeberha has been a city manager, a city executive, and an MBDA CEO for the last 2 years. Before that, over 18 years of experience in public management and municipalities. He is a former acting city manager here at Nelson Mandela Bay with over 18 years of experience. Under his leadership, the MBDA has attracted significant foreign investment into the region. And obviously, this is important in terms of economic growth, and this has amounted to several job opportunities that have opened, whether through EPWP or through programs and projects that employ various people across the city. The MBDA operates nearly 200 million rand budget, and you can imagine there's a lot of opportunities, whether you are in industry, construction, consulting, or event space. And we try to use that to stimulate growth in the economy of the city. Academically, Mr. Gqeberha holds a diploma in travel and tourism. He has a degree in tourism management and a master's degree in business leadership. He has completed various national and international professional development programs, equipping himself with strategic insight and leadership acumen necessary to drive impactful change in urban development, and the Jazz on the Lake is one more of those initiatives that Mr. Gqeberha and the team at the MBDA are driving. So please, with your hands and a round of applause, let's welcome the CEO of the MBDA to give us a bit more about why we are here today. Thank you.
program directors. I nearly said program director. Then I reminded there's two. So program directors, the captains of industry, I've seen from various sectors in the arts and the tourism, honorable guests, especially those that are coming from outside our province to be with us today. All others that are invited today, I don't want to say and all others because people at times they feel they are not important, but let me rather say again to our stakeholders, the MBDA team, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Vuman, I did highlight the stakeholders, and I'm reminded, Sean, of one guy when I mentioned this whole issue of stakeholders, you know. He said, you know, that's your problem in government. You call us stakeholders, and most of the times we hold the steak, but whilst you eat. So you must stop this thing of calling us stakeholders, because we only hold the steak, but you eat. So sorry for that, but we are making sure that everybody eats, you know, so not just hold the steak. But when this was read, I felt, am I in a coffin? You know, it sounds like a obituary. Yeah, because usually these things are said when someone had passed on, and then the story of that person gets told. He was a good person. Even if he was a bad person, they then say he was a good person. This is who he was. But at least this, is it a life obituary, LB, that you've read, and I'm happy for it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is really an honor for me and for many, including the board, that for the very first time in the history of the entity we'll be hosting this big event. In fact, I'm standing here this afternoon full of gratitude. And please allow me to go off script a bit. I know that there's certain things that I was told that I must talk about in the program. So those who prepared the program must really forgive me if I do go off script. This is an idea that I carried for about a couple of years now, and I'm happy that it finally came into fruition. In my history as an official, I have never seen so much desperation and poverty. Our society has turned into a cruel world. There is without a doubt that there is a need for an intervention to help reduce stress, depression, and trauma. I am personally one of the people that at times feel depressed by what I see and deal with on a daily basis. Some of us have to help even though we need help. Some of us have no hope and backup, but we only have ourselves. Some of us have families and other people to look after, and we have to make means with the little that we have. One day, I'll narrate a story. I was driving to East London, and when I was approaching Port Alfred, Sean, there was a traffic jam. And I was late for a meeting. No matter how hard I tried to overtake, I couldn't. But when I saw, the road was clear for me to overtake, it was a convoy of trucks. But I had to look at which one was delaying the traffic. And I saw it was a tow truck towing another tow truck. And when I went on, and I reflected, and I had to go back and say, I was frustrated, but I had to think that that particular tow truck that was being towed probably had for some time in its lifespan have been towing other cars. But the day came for it to be towed. We must remember, colleagues, that there are times like that in life where we can try everything that we can, but at a certain stage we are going to break down. And we are going to need another tow truck to tow us. I have been leading this organization for 2 years, and there are a lot of challenges that we have faced. And this is the concept that I had always wanted. But the tow truck came when the other tow truck was broken down. And that tow truck came to tow the tow truck. Do you get what I'm saying? We are here today because there are people that are committed to help others, even when with our powers, and I as an individual, I could not do anything anymore. But they came and said, we are here, we'll help you. So the moral of the story is that we must be able to look at individuals, but we must be able to go in there almost all of the times and help. We might think that people are doing well, but people inside are suffering and are carrying a lot of workload. And you might not understand at days on how they act this way and why they behave this way, because you don't know what's happening to them. I am not going to take long. I think Raz did talk about the event back to this. This stadium was established, and this stadium must be sustainable. But we can't only be dependent on what is happening in the inner bowl, which is the games, soccer, rugby, and so on. How do we ensure that this stadium is sustainable? We need to create all other activities. That would then include music concerts, the use of this particular lake, just to ensure for recreational services and tourism, that there's fit that comes into this area. We cannot do this thing on our own, Vusi, and those that are coming from Nelson Mandela Bay. We all have a duty. Whilst we are tasked to run this organization in particular this one, we need all the hands that we can get to ensure that the people of this region, the people of Nelson Mandela Bay, at least they have bread before they go to bed, just bread. Therefore, this event for us, we don't see it as one of those. We see it as an intervention that is going to create or build tourism or contribute to the tourism in this region, and ultimately translates to jobs into the city, so that those aunties that are cleaning in the hotel, that security that you meet at the gate, can be able to be paid. But if we are not doing these things, those people are going to lose their jobs. The young people that are battling, that are involved in crime today, it is our duty to show them that there is another better life. So the event, this is an event that must be able to bring hope to the people of Nelson Mandela Bay. It is an event that must contribute to tourism. It is an event that must be able to transform our industry and ensure beneficiation to local stakeholders. It is an event that must ensure that we are plowing back to our communities. And I must say, for all those that have sleepless nights putting together this event, thank you very much for being there for the people of Nelson Mandela Bay and for the agency. Thank you for taking part of my load off my shoulders. And thank you for supporting our agency. Whilst you deal with the issues that we are facing going forward, I'm reminded of the famous quote in a speech given in 1910 by the former US President Roosevelt, and I quote, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena, whose face is mad by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat." I close quote. To those that are in the arena today, carry the MBDA flag high with pride, and always remember those who are trying for our help. The Chinese proverb says, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." And it is indeed that single step that we have taken today towards a long journey of successfully rolling out this event, not only this coming August, but for many years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gqeberha. May you please give him another round of applause, please. I'm told that in every comment that someone makes, you must pick up something. I love the story of the tow trucks. As a matter of fact, yesterday I was reflecting when I was sleeping. I said, I think I'm tired, man. And I can realize that I think I need a tow truck with a wife. Okay, but it's fine. I'll talk another day. And I can notice that there are old people from the, you know, in my culture, when you bring a wife with, they name her, they give her a name. So I can imagine my mother saying, your wife is on a tow truck because I said I need a tow truck. Because now I'm convinced that I'm going to call my wife a tow truck, because whenever I feel tired, she's going to tow me. Is that fine? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't want when I go out, you call me tow truck. No. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me at this point in time to introduce a gentleman who's a South African music producer, an entrepreneur who's known for his jazz, Afropop, Kwaito, and gospel musicians. In particular, the summer-winning gospel group, the Joyous Celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, in our midst, we are blessed to have Utata Ulindelani Mkhize. At this point in time, let's welcome him and give him a round of applause. Thank you so much. Even when you clap your hands, they must give a sound of music in case he takes you to sing for Joyous. Yeah.
I wish I could have that voice. You'll have to bear with me, guys. I'm sure you do understand that if I stand here, there is a small challenge or a short challenge. I'd love to avoid the short challenge. Anele Tata, you are definitely not late. You are definitely not late. Great things, they take time, especially on the foundation. I'm quite excited to be here. I'm supposedly supposed to represent the artist, and I'm now told that I'm a legend. I didn't know they're short legends. I'll try and do my best. But this particular area has a very interesting part in my life. I've developed and brought upon a whole lot of artists and creative in South Africa. EPE has been very good for me, and a lot of people are not aware of that. Years ago, when I was working on the jazz genre, I had an opportunity to sign an artist and produce an artist called Sibongile Khumalo. And on Sibongile's Khumalo first project, I was not sure of the direction. On the second project, it was important for me to find and get direction. Believe it or not, I had to come to the Eastern Cape, I had to come to PE to get the source, to get the direction. I spent time, almost a week, at the SAPC headquarters here, listening to what is called transcriptions. Transcriptions is old music that was never produced, but that was recorded by our forefathers, and it was never copyrighted, it was never properly produced, and they left it there at the radio stations, and it's now owned by SAPC. For a week, I had to listen to all that kind of music and choose and do what we call in our industry artist and repertoire. Choose the songs, choose the source, choose the music that should be recorded by Umama Sibongile Khumalo on that particular project. The music was so great that when I went back presenting the music to her, I forced her that you've never done this, but this album have to be recorded live because of the kind and the richness of the sound and the music that we actually found from PE. Now, that was one of the top selling or the most selling project, Zagasisi Sibongile Khumalo, the live recording at the Market Theatre, which I produced years back, and thanks to this particular region. Now, Anele, fast forward to now, you are doing exactly that. Bringing back the resources, the riches that you have in this particular region. And hence, I'm saying you are definitely not late. And I don't know how you found them, but the team that you are working with, they are making great waves in our region, in KZN. KZN, after Johannesburg, guys, they are fast becoming the hub of entertainment in this country. And I believe with so much talent here in this region, that can happen. And it needs visionaries like yourself. One of the things that also people are not aware of, I tell you, because I was not sure what I'm talking about, I had to prepare a whole lot of speeches. But for those who are actually not aware, developing in talent, developing in creative communities, it has numerous benefits across the board. It has social benefits, it has individual, personal benefits to that particular artist, it has economic benefits, it has educational benefits. I'm rushing my time, I'm on a flight and I'm rushing to go, but let me try and break this down. When I'm talking about social benefits, there are with community engagements, Music brings people together, fostering a sense of community and social connection. The festival that will have here. Cultural preservation. Music helps us to preserve cultural heritage and traditions. I was talking about the music that I managed to record in Source here 50 years after it was composed and stuff. Social cohesion. Music can bridge gaps between different age groups. We find that in our shows. I'm proud that I lead one of those kind of productions. Jazz celebration, you found a 6-year-old celebrating, dancing, having fun with her 8-year-old grandmama. And our music is about that. It brings and it bridges the gaps between age groups, cultures, socio-economic backgrounds together. And let me jump to the economic benefits, because others will be like, why is the development agency getting involved on a musical show? Job creation, guys, believe it or not. Music industry can generate employment opportunities in performance, production, and in education. A lot of young guys who work behind the scenes, this is where they are really grown, they are really tested, they really become better in what they are doing. I'm more in the gospel space now. In all the churches across our country, the young people who are running the multimedia are people that come from this side of the industry. Local economy boost. Music events and festivals can attract tourism, boosting local economies. Other parts of the country are known for that, where people travel to these particular shows. And I can tell you now, in no time, Jazz on the Lake will definitely be in the map in South Africa, that we want to travel to the Jazz on the Lake in PE. We can't wait for this particular date. Cultural tourism. Music can be a draw for cultural tourists, promoting cultural exchange and economic growth. The list goes on and on and on. I would love to really end there, because I will be coming back for workshops. We need to develop young people in this country. And I promise that me and the artists and everyone who will be involved in the program will be coming back for masterclasses, for workshops, to empower, to grow, to develop, to groom each and everyone who is involved on the Jazz and the Lake. I thank you.
I don't have a problem, so I'll stand here. Thank you so much, Mr. Mkiza. You're probably asking yourself, why is it brought to Gqeberha? Why not other cities? And you're probably asking yourself, what has Gqeberha produced before? Let me tell you, from the dusty streets of Zinyoka, one of the beautiful ladies who sings is isiXhosa and proud of her language. Ladies and gentlemen, Amifako is at our midst, and she's coming now just to say a word for us. Please give her a round of applause. Amifako.
Thanks. Molweni, guys. Igama Amifako intombi yaseBhayi ezinyoka ko-18. And guys, I'm very happy to be here, and more than anything, it's a privilege. I don't have a lot to say because this is not particularly what I'm good at, but I will just admit that this is one of the events that is needed for like abahlali, and also just motivating everyone that's at reach. We are born, because a lot of these things don't happen up ekhaya, hence we don't typically come back. But I have to say, majority of the time, whenever I'm booked here, there's a level of integrity and professionalism that the promoters and the events planner have when I visit back home. And part of this, having to be invited here, for me shows that the intention is very much consistent, and I'm very proud and grateful. It's just that I'm excited for jazz on the lake. Yeah, guys, and but enkosini.
Thank you so much. Since we're putting you on the spotlight, we know exactly that you sing. And we are really grateful of what you just said to us. Gqeberha, who comes from Gqeberha. And now you will understand why the Jazz on the Lake is going to be held in Gqeberha. Right from the streets of New Brighton. Ladies and gentlemen, Vusi Nova is in the house and is about to say something. I hope he can say something. What do you say when you welcome Vusi Nova, ladies and gentlemen?
Good afternoon. I'm a terrible speaker. Terrible. Trust me, I'm a much better singer than I am a speaker. But to the CEO, thank you, thank you for bringing Jazz on the Lake to Nelson Mandela Bay, Gqeberha. Because all of a sudden, this helps then with the development of Gqeberha, and not just only Gqeberha, but the Eastern Cape, as a province. And also, it's then going to help the upcoming artists, to get to a point where they're recognized and realize their dreams, that had dreams, and wanted to make change, wanted to be a superstar really, and it took me forever to get kulendawo endikuyo ngoku, because there was no one to hold my hand athi nansi indlela iza ngapha. But naleyo into ndiyayibulela because it taught me so much. I am the person I am today because I had to fight for this. I had to struggle to get to this point. And the reason I'm saying this is because somewhere, somehow, up emva, if there was someone holding my hand, I would have gotten to this point earlier. So then I vowed to myself that should I get in a position where I can help the next person, I will do that. So thank you, because all of a sudden this it's the beginning of that. We'll be sharing the stage with upcoming artists, and for some, they'll feel important. Dinescelo, just before the Pumogos stage, Dinescelo. I've got a record label called Nova Sounds that I've opened in Joburg. But I'd love to open something like that up at Gqeberha. So, again, to the CEO and to everyone really here, can you please assist with this, guys? Because you must remember, as an artist, to have a song or two or three, right? That's your CV. Because everywhere you go, have you recorded something? But remember, studio time is bloody expensive, So if we can just please have a platform for Bandwana Baset Gqeberha, and not just Gqeberha, just the Eastern Cape really, Bakwazi ubanendawo where they can go and record songs so that they're also able to showcase italente zabo. And I'm looking on my left all the way to my right over here. I need you guys to please help us with this. Please. Once again, Jazz on the Lake, I'm excited about it. I'll be sharing the stage with my brother Unati, Wasamaklia, 047 from Mtata, and of course, Uami, my sister from Apa, and just the upcoming artists, You know, I can't wait for it. I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
You know, for a minute I thought it's not Vusinova because when he sings, the voice is not that big. I'm not the only one, right? Yeah. Did you notice? Yes. Maybe when I sing, if I knew how to sing, maybe my voice will be small. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me now to bring forth Unathi Mangai, who's also going to be saying something as a singer and probably tell us what the wabuya no nomvula. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Unathi Mangai.
Molweni, ndiyabulisa igama lam nguNathi wakaMangai. Andazi ke mna ukuba ndibizele ntoni apha. Andiyazi nyani uba ndizothini because ndibizwe nje uba mandizovela, yabo ndizonibona. But ke ndizobulela kakhulu uba ndibizwe ndibe khona nam phakathi kwabantu ababalulekileyo. NdinguNathi wakaMangai eMaglie. Ndizalelwe eMaglie ndakhulela eMaglie. Ndizalelwe eMthatha ndakhulela eMaglie. But ke ndifuna uthi ndiyabulela man, akho magama amaninzi enawo enzowathetha. Into endizayicela qha into yobana ngaba ndiyacela uba Eastern Cape mayisichase man sizi-artists zase-Eastern Cape because siyasokola kweza ndawo sikuzo. Ezinye artists like ukusuka koma-KZN yayibona isupport basupport abantu bakwela cala nakoma-Limpopo, but thina kweli cala ingathi incinci kakhulu loo nto leyo. Siyacela ubana ngaba nisupport ningasilahli ngenxa yoba sikwela cala. SiseRhawutini but singabalapha kweli cala. So ndifuna uthi ndiyabulela kakhulu ngethuba. Enkosi.
Thank you so much, Nati. Vusinova mentioned 047 that's now missed. And we are told that they are going to say a word. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 047.
Bolweni. Aba bame phambi kwenu yi-047 luthethayo nguNcali. Kusihle kulihle. Sisuka ngapha ya eMthatha. Sathatha lithuba and just say thank you so much to the CEO of Jazz on the Lake for us bandakanya in such an amazing occasion and event. Nati, we started from Mthatha like anyone else, young boys with a dream, sahamba saya at Johannesburg. Thixo wasikelela again, then we landed in the hands of Skavusi Nova, as he had mentioned. Bengekho lula na 14 ke yabo, like it was never easy, but sikwazile ufika kule ndawo sikuyo, you know. And again, and beyithetha abakhulu apha, please, if you can, cela nisi isandla, because I think there's a lot of talent up at Eastern Cape. As young as I am, I think there's a lot of talent up. And akunyanzelekanga ngoku bafane nathi abantwana balapha bahambe bathathe imithwalo bashiya amakhaya baye eJoburg to try and find a life. You know, they can find a life and a living up at Eastern Cape, you know. So with that being said, the Tatil Tuba, on behalf of my gents, Ndibulele kakhulu, we're performing alongside Opud Nati, Osisa Maifaku, Opud Vusi. It's a pleasure for us, you know. And again, to see, we're going to be part of the upcoming artists, Zalapipai. We're going to experience that and get to see that. Once again, we say thank you.
I can imagine when they were discussing who's going to speak. But you can tell who came up with the idea that, no, just don't worry, I'm going to speak. From the speech of Mr. Gqeberha, if I can summarize one of his words, he was literally telling us that hamba ungemi. That's simply translated to be, just move forward, never stop. But I say these words, hamba ungemi, and I'm limited. In the house, there's someone who can better say the words hamba ungemi, because Unomabodwe is in the house. She knows better about the phrase, hamba ungemi. And when she opens her mouth, I want her to start by telling us, kutheni wayesithi kula ngoma, hamba ungemi. Ladies and gentlemen, please give her a round of applause. Nomabodwe. Mhlambi ke usaphumile sesosivile. Okay, I think ke usaphumile. There's a voice that came that side that said, MC, sing so long. And yet when they were here, they said, I'm not a good speaker, I sing. I get paid for speaking, not for singing. And I thought each and every one of them is going to give us a line when they hear. Did you expect the same thing? Okay, that's fine. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, we're going to call on Amapoto when she comes in to say a word to us. But let me call my co-host to come and continue with the program. Gqeberha phambili.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Colleagues, we are rolling. We are rolling. It's amazing. So the 16th of August, am I correct, team? 16th of August, Jazz on the Lake in Nelson Mandela Bay for the first time ever. Those who are watching us online, and I see there's a whole lot of people watching on Facebook Live and YouTube's, make sure when those tickets open, you are there first. Mr. Paul putting on the spot, it will be web tickets, am I correct? You will announce. We will announce. There's a ticket office here. You will find the details very soon. But 16th of August, you circle that in your calendar. If you use Teams, you book all day. Yeah? Nothing in between, all day. 16th of August, it's the Jazz on the Lake in Nelson Mandela Bay. And I mean, look at the wonderful and amazing lineup of artists that is ready to really entertain us on the day. He had the celebs doing stuff on stage, and I have to get the other people. And then one of the other people starts laughing because I'm about to call him up. Colleagues, events like this have a huge impact, not only socially, but also economically. And one of the key sectors that benefits out of this, as we heard from the speeches earlier, both from the executive manager of the stadium and the CEO, as well as Vusi himself, the tourism industry. The tourism industry is the bedrock of our economy. It employs the most people in our city. It's one industry that can actually absorb a lot of youth that is currently unemployed with very minimum hurdles in terms of joining the industry. So to give us a message on this very important sector, I would like to call up from Gqeberha Mandela Bay, the leader there. His name is Sean van Eck. Let's give Sean van Eck a round of applause. Thank you, Sean. Thank you for your support. The other guys.
Oh, the other guys. I see you, everyone. Thank you. It's so good to be here. Yeah, I stand in this venue and I always get inspired. We have, to a large extent in the tourism industry, become copycats in our metro and our city. Yeah, if you look at conference venues, there are 4 closed walls with a door and tables and no character in most of them. And you've been to them, functions and that. And then I stand here and I look at this venue and I think, gee, someone decided to let the sunshine in. And it's something that I can sell anywhere in the world. And that is what Anele and his team can achieve. You can feel it here. There's a clarity of an inspired vision, and there is a creating and delivery of that. And that is what I believe we are sensing here today. I love the thought of this event. I absolutely adore it. And once again, the inspired vision has come. The team are busy delivering it. That's why we're here today. And I am thrilled, Anele and team. This is what will make Nelson Mandela Bay great again. From a tourism point of view, which is my angle, there is no better type of trying to attract or type of tourism that is so good. You not only attract people and they spend their money on that, but many of those people had no intention of coming here unless there was jazz on the lake, and they brought you by that. So they end up enjoying this wonderful, wonderful metro of ours and saying to their families, hey, maybe we should go back there as a family and have a holiday. So it's not just, those bed nights now. It's people who would never have, they'd never have thought of coming to Nelson Mandela Bay on holiday. And they experience that, they feel the magic, and they come back. The biggest thing about it is the publicity that we can get out of it. We all know that our metro finds it difficult to make funds available to promote tourism in our area. And something like this achieves the type of publicity you could never buy, the type of media coverage you could never buy. And the great thing is that the people who come as well, just my little take on tourism for you as a takeaway, is you don't have to advertise. You don't have to go to shows. You can do those things. They still have a place. But the most powerful thing to attract people to come to a destination is social media postings. It is the way of the future, and the reason for it is people trust it. Don't particularly trust advertising anymore, but if you say to your the people around you in your social media groups, this is awesome and you must come to it, that is how it happens, and that's the secret, and that's what this will achieve as well. People will be loving it, not only talking about the future of it, but posting it to thousands, if not tens of thousands of people out there. Our artists are amazing. The day and the event is going to be amazing, and that is what is going to capture, and that is what Anele and his team have had the vision for, not just to create things, but to take that one step further and give them heart. And I'm so excited about that from a tourism point of view. This is a dream come through from me as a tourism person and huge fan of our city. So can't wait. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard all those artists speaking today. And I'm told that if you want to hear them sing, just quickly go get your tickets. At CompuTicket, general tickets will be 350 rands, and double tickets will be 550 rands. I almost said when you have your tow truck with, it will be 550 rands. And I'm told that you can get them even now. Right? Yes. And I can see someone going on their phones, and I hope that you buy your tickets. Definitely you'll see all the artists and not only hear them speak, but hear them sing. And I'm told that one of the local artists is on our midst. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me this time to introduce to you Lady Zama. Lady Zama, please come forth and say a word for us. Okay, those hands were called. We can do better. A round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Yo, Uleni, guys. Yo, didn't even prepare anything, guys. Yo, dingomye nama akwazi uthetha. By the way, my name is Lady Za, not Lady Zama. Yeah, not gas job. Got a call last night from Sisi, who's also organizer up. So she called me back. Okay, can you please be part of this event? And then I was like, hey, Andoni, what to be city? Oh, yeah, jazz. I was like, jazz in PE. I was like, yeah. Into so we're gonna have it August. So we'd like you to be part of this event. And I was like, yo, why not? Well, because it's gonna be a great platform for us. And we can't wait to rock on. Yeah, yo, guys. By the way, the ladies I'm a soulful deep house and DJ and a producer, and I also released my EP, which is my second project yesterday. So it's also yeah. So it has also, I think they were attracted because it also has some jazz elements. The good and guys, when it comes to that, I kill.
Let's kill it with a round of applause. Awesome. Thank you very much. I'm loud. You're supposed to compensate for me, not for him. Thank you very much for those kind words. We're looking forward to the event, and I'm gonna stay away from. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. Let's go back. Production. Let's go back to the poster with the ticket info. He's talking. All right. We saw it. 16th of August. Web tickets is available. You can go online. You will find your tickets. You can go to our ticket office. You will get your tickets. Get them soon. There's a tow truck special, I heard. It was not official. So if there's something like that, please take advantage of the tow truck special. There we go. MC Somizi. Those of you who are listening to Metro FM this morning, you would have heard him talk about this event that is coming to Nelson Mandela Bay. He said it himself. So we're looking forward to that. Colleagues, these events are important because wow, people like our artists have to also look wow here in the world of windows. And some of the people who benefit through these initiatives are those who are in the value chain, such as those in the fashion industry. So we've got someone here from the fashion industry who will give us a message of support, a local fashion designer. Let's give him a round of applause. I know that I'm told that he is here. Christopher Tom to come on stage. Christopher Tom. There we go. So orders are open now, ne? Orders are open.
Mulweni. Hello, everybody. I'm an outspoken person. I'm bubbly, full of energy. Try to chase the flu away as well. My name is Christopher Tom. I'm a fashion designer. I studied fashion design and technology in Pretoria at Tshwane University of Technology. Maranatha. I guess it was still a afternoon service. It's fine. We know each other from church. I specialize in world-class quality clothing. What makes me different from everybody in town? First, you must assess your competitors. If there's somebody ahead of you, why are they ahead of you is the first question. How can I get halfway to where they are when it comes to work ethic, standards of quality in what you produce? So that was the driving force that pushed me to university, because prior to that, I was operating my studio in New Bright. Is that a shock? Yes, guys, I was running the world-class studio and renting a garage at Fordville in New Bright, and engaging with my community, especially people from that specific town outside of my location. I saw that people understand quality. People pay for good quality, and they don't mind paying above and beyond. When it comes to artisans and artists who sing, they take time moving up their voices. So many things come into play in every supply chain to get that crisp quality that looks effortless. So one of the things in my field, if you really want to operate at a world-class level on a global stage, there's certain qualifications you might have, like by being approved by CSIR, like myself, whereby quality standards, you match them. And when it comes to research as well, and what you are doing, how are you doing it? Do you understand what you are researching? Do you understand how to research? So by going to university all the way to my 4th year and writing my master's proposal, you understand that this is a €1 trillion business. They just so like to say it's a $1 trillion business. And unfortunately, in our province, our textile industry can't be resuscitated, but it needs a collective effort. It needs you guys, nimfulatelu shin. I had to shout, I'm sorry, because they're killing us. They're killing us. I am training young guys to do tailoring, real Neapolitan tailoring, Italian tailoring, and they do not have the patience for it. A quick return, a quick, what's the term again? Instant gratification is what kills every young artist. And I've been working for 11 years. I'm back in town to start from ground zero. The 11 years prior to that means nothing, because it was the foundation. And I made a post about this on my social media yesterday as a beacon of hope, because we fit into the supply chain. And an image of an artist communicates a lot. You saw Vusi, you saw Ami, you saw them, how they look. They work with confidence with their heads high. Nothing can shake them because they understand the quality that comes from their voice. So being part of this supply chain as an artisan gives me so much hope that I can fully employ more people through this initiative as it grows, and then highlight that Laduma is one of the many great artisans within the textile industry in our time. You know? Thank you. So my vision and mission is world class, world class, world class through every garment. How big and how small it is, it doesn't matter. World class standard gets you noticed. World class standards gets you respected. World class standard makes you feel you belong in a room. Hence, I'm speaking to everybody who's ahead of me when it comes to our professional fields here. I'm able to talk to everybody like I am now because I understand that important key thing. You know your confidence is shaken when you know what you produce does not meet the people in the room, but you must be in that room and must know where you stand. So, guys, I won't be long. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You can tell he's dressing like a designer. Yeah. Thank you so much, man, for your beautiful work. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our program. But there's one thing that's very important, probably more important than anything, and there's food. After this, I'm told that we can come to the kitchen and dish whilst the people behind there, they're playing music for us. Let me take this opportunity and say thank you to everyone who's listening to my voice and to the management that called me to be part of this event. I'm grateful. Thank you so much. I'm Zondi Lentona. Thank you.
Thank you. Give me a hand. Thank you, Mzwandile. You didn't tell us what time is your show, by the way.
So at Mhlabodane FM, I was worried when you said he's reading an obituary. That's one of my businesses, of reading obituaries. No, I'm not saying I'm hip. Okay, you see now your laugh. I do imipanga, which is the announcement of the deceased, and I also do ikwayala as pambili. It's a choral show. Then I do a gospel show known as Eki Tembala Kokuye. That's where we say 0450 uyacenga uThixo. Those are my 3 shows that I do at Mhlobweni. Thank you so much.
Lovely, lovely. I thought I recognized that voice. Usishile. Ooh. Lovely. Thank you very much, Fadil. Colleagues, we are done with the formalities. You're welcome at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. There's a massive event. I cannot go off stage without saying this. The 12th of July, Mozent, I see you. The 12th of July, the Springboks are taking on Italy right here in Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Please ensure that you get your tickets. Yes, yes. But as a curtain raiser, some city somewhere in South Africa is hosting the Springboks at 5:10. If we are still here, we might be able to watch it here. If the bar needs us to continue, sales. So that match is happening at 5:10 on television. From the MBDA, we thank you very much for being here. We thank you all for sacrificing your Saturday afternoon. It's a beautiful day. Thank you to the team that works on this, Nomonde and your team. Well done on pulling it together in a short period of time. Thank you, CEO, for trusting us to lead the program. And food is ready. Thank you very much. Cheerio. 1, 2. I used to be a DJ and I saw a DJ box there. I might step over there.
Bazali bam ndibizelenu namfula wa tetani naje itani ibileta Bazali bam ndibizeleni sitandwa sa itani guso itani Sitando sam, sala ishimo